to Web3 Reviews. Thank you for being with us. Happy Friday. It is Friday, March 28th, and we're going to be talking about the crypto market. Let's go.
Remember that none of this is financial advice.
XRP sitting at $2.20. Another down day, another sideways day. This week was one of just sideways action, but Algorand is still sitting above 20 cents. Bitcoin still sitting above $85,000. Ethereum still sitting above 2K. XRP still sitting above $2.20. I'd say things are good. You look at that zoom out, things are looking good. I like this post from King Karan. History books will be written about this moment, what is happening with XRP. You are a part of that history too. The other day when Jeremy Hogan signed off for the final time on Twitter saying this was the end of his journey, that was sad, man. It got me in my feels. I can't tell you how many times I watched Jeremy Hogan's videos, legal briefs, to get a good understanding of what was happening in the XRP lawsuit. And that's what made Hogan and Deaton so special. And I know Deaton was catching some slack the other day because it's like, oh, he got all these donations. He did the case for free. Lawyers don't work for free, man. They take money. So people supported John Deaton by providing him some XRP for his time, for his work on that XRP SEC lawsuit. And I keep saying the XRP SEC lawsuit. Obviously, it was Ripple. Ripple was sued by the SEC, but a part of it was their sales of XRP. And I saw a post that said, technically, the lawsuit won't be fully over until August. That's when the SEC is going to release their announcement. Why the hell would they get to wait another 5 months? This is such a bullshit agency. All of the alphabet agencies are completely full of shit, man. The most unconstitutional shit I've ever seen. The American people, we did not vote for Gary Gensler. These alphabet agencies are out of control. The IRS, the ATF, the SEC. These guys need to go, man. They're bogging down what America is. If I want to go fishing, I shouldn't need a license. I'm not a commercial business. Honestly, I shouldn't need car registration. I'm not a commercial business. They've gone too far. The bureaucracy has gone too far, and it needs to end. Gary Gensler's at the heart of this bureaucracy. He's a fucking Muppet, man. A Muppet at the heart. King Karan says, U.S. Senator Bernie Moreno says that Gary Gensler was one of the stupidest people in government. And he was, dude. He was. It's not even like this was some crazy claim. He was just a fucking idiot. Somebody who would say whatever you told him for money. Okay, Elizabeth Warren. Okay, Maxine Waters. Whatever you guys want me to say, I'm with. I'm your crypto cop on the beat. Crypto cop on the beat. Here we go. Here's a post from Smoke Dog talking about the compliance level of XRP, IOTA, and Algo. And he says that they're all Sharia certified. Yeah, so just like suspected, Sharia means Islamic finance. Okay, Islamic finance principles, enabling its use in Sharia-compliant financing. This was announced back in October 2019 during a Singapore conference, confirming its blockchain complies with Islamic finance principles. So we got XRP, IOTA, and Algo. They're all complying with Islamic financial compliance regulations. Good for them. We know there's a lot of money being moved with oil money. Okay, I'd rather be compliant than not compliant. All right. Grok says the Algorand Foundation partnered with the Sharia Review Bureau to ensure the platform meets Islamic standards, a process highlighted in a 2021 announcement. So this has been going on for over 5 years. Okay, XRP, IOTA, and Algorand. This isn't something that's new to any of these banks. How long has Bank of America been creating these patents on XRP? All right. How long has the IMF been talking about integrating blockchain technology into their basket of reserve assets? We have IMF PDF documents talking about XRP being the rails for the next financial system going back since 2017. And that's why I appreciate the smoke dogs of the world. These people out there doing this research, man. Looking through these documents. You gotta watch what they're doing, man. Watch what the elites are doing. And the elites are moving towards Algorand, IOTA, and XRP. Why? Grok says this certification opens Algorand to Islamic financial institution, expanding its ecosystem for economic exchange while requiring individual decentralized apps to be vetted for compliance. So looking at this, I asked Grok 3 how much money is moved annually by these Sharia-compliant financial institutions. We know that SWIFT is moving over $1 quadrillion a year. So what are the Sharia-compliant groups moving? Back in 2014, it was stated that there was over 2 trillion assets that were Sharia-compliant. And then in 2022, it was provided that the total assets of global Islamic banking were about 3.2 trillion. It's not a quadrillion, okay? But all the money adds up, right? And that's the thing about XRP and these real-world asset tokens like Algorand. We're gonna have to do some research into IOTA. I don't know anything about it other than the name. IOTA. I know the name IOTA. Sounds like an aorta, bro. It's the lifeline right here, the IOTA. And Grok goes on to say that these numbers represent the total assets under management in Sharia-compliant institutions, not the annual transaction volume. And this says that in traditional banking, whatever they're holding annually under assets under management, you can expect that the transactions might be 10 to 20 times that. All right, so here we go. We're getting good info then. We're getting good info. Grok wants us to make an assumption that the annual transaction be around $20 to $40 trillion for the Sharia-compliant financial institutions. It's good to know. All right, we're talking about trillions of dollars. So we're talking about 3 assets, potentially more, which are Sharia compliant. Okay, they've gone through a bureau, We were just talking about how there's too many bureaus. They got them all over the world, man. The bureaucracies, they're like leeches. They've learned how to survive. You go in this lake called Freedom. You go in Lake Freedom, and you get out and you got all these fucking leeches on your body. And they're all telling you that if you pull them off, they're going to die, and that's going to be bad for you. And then you get a guy like Elon who starts pulling leeches off, and all these people start crying about how leeches are dying. You know, and in this case, we're talking about people losing their jobs, government workers. I've always been of the mindset that government workers and that unions created inefficiency. And of course, when unions were first created, it all sounded good on paper, okay? Over time, everything gets degraded. Bitcoin sounded great on paper in '09, baby. Now look at it. Meme coin sounding great on paper. Look at Dogecoin, Shiba Inu. Now look at it. Look at Pump Fund. Look at First Ledger. These places aren't fun anymore. These places aren't productive. These places aren't efficient. Come on, get rid of the bureaucracy. Get rid of the 20 million cryptos in existence. Let the real survive. Let that phoenix fly, baby. Everything else is going to burn, and what's going to rise from those ashes? It's going to be XR motherfucking P, dog. It's going to be the real networks that survive. It's going to be the algorithms. You know, IOTA's on that list, dog. I'm going to say it's going to be the IOTAs. All right? I don't own any IOTA. I don't know anything about it other than that its name is IOTA, which is a great name, dog. All right? And yeah, just what I'm saying about IOTA. Somebody responded to Smoke Dog and said, and that means IOTA is here to say. Smoke Dog said, you get it. Yeah, if Smoke Dog is doing research on you and you're popping up in the documents with the XRPs and the Algorand's of the world, these financial institutions that are planning to use you for their trillions of dollars of assets, then you're going to make it, man. No fart coins are being mentioned, all right? No fart coins. No Doge coins. No proof of work assets. Have you ever seen a proof of work asset be mentioned in a real document talking about real world assets or use cases that involve real world money? And I don't want to hear about any South American project involving buying coffee at a store. Don't you dare mention the Lightning Network to me. The Lightning Network! Ah! Jimmy!
What was that? I don't know, man. Who is that?
Timmy!
You a singer, man?
Timmy! Timmy!
That's how it sounds when you mention the Lightning Network. Because it's not feasible, man. It's not viable. You can't touch it. How can I use it? I'm going to send myself Bitcoin from my paper wallet over to an exchange. Is there a button that says Lightning Network? Why isn't it just automatically there? XRP, I don't have to click, do you want it to be fast or slow? I don't have to argue about how much ETH gas fees is to use. It just fucking goes, and it's free, and it's instant. You can move millions of dollars with XRP. It'll show up instantly, and it'll be free, all right? And if you're moving millions for under $1 of transaction fees, we can call it free. You can't be greedy at that point, okay? I'm moving hundreds of dollars for less than a penny. I'm calling it free. Just in from the Smoke Dog. Dubai is set to launch a blockchain-based CBDC in 2025, and Ripple is the first authorized blockchain partner in Dubai.
Dubai is already accepting Bitcoin and XRP as payments. You can literally walk up to a shop and use XRP to pay. Now, what does Dubai know that the rest of the people aren't telling you? Maybe it's the thing I just said, which is that XRP is going to be part of this new financial system.
Dubai is pioneering a transformative initiative by integrating blockchain into its real estate sector through a pilot program led by the Dubai Land Department, DLD, and supported by the Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority, VARA. The program focuses on tokenizing property title deeds, digitizing assets into blockchain tokens to enable fractional ownership and streamline transactions. This enhances liquidity, reduces investment barriers, and increases transparency with secure, immutable records. By 2033, tokenized real estate could account for 7% of Dubai's property transactions, valued at $16 billion. Despite challenges like regulatory compliance and technological infrastructure, this move aligns with Dubai's vision to lead in technological innovation, potentially setting a global standard for efficient, secure, and accessible real estate markets.
This is incredible. So we have this from the Cryptonomist. Dubai, the digital dirham, will be launched. Ripple, which has become the first authorized blockchain provider in Dubai. Let's go. XRP. Dubai. Captain Morgan had this to say about it. Quite interesting to see Dubai's digital dirham to launch by late 2025, a practical step towards blending blockchain with everyday finance. Ripple's new role as the first authorized blockchain provider in the DIFC shows how seriously the UAE is taking regulated crypto payments. It's a thoughtful move, streamlining cross-border transactions while keeping things secure and efficient. You look at areas of the world like Nigeria, Mexico, India, and they have the most remittance transactions in the world annually because people are moving from those countries to areas where you can work for more money and then they're sending it back home. And there's a fee to send that money back, to transfer your money from USD to your Indian rupee to your Mexican peso. There is a fee for this and it takes time. It's not instant and free. All right, we're talking about remittance corridors. You're sending money. And you can even say it less than that. I'm doing projects on Fiverr and I'm paying app developers. I'm paying somebody else in another country. I'm making the most out of remittance corridors. Bam, there it is. You don't even got to be this guy from a foreign country sending money to his family. You're just doing work in the international marketplace. And you need things done at a cheaper cost than what Americans can provide. If you want to build apps in America and you want to meet with a developer, dude, that dev's showing up in a supercar. He's going to be worth more money than you. And you know what he's going to ask of you? More money than what you'd like to give, okay? So you need to find a dev who can work for the cost, man. The thing about crypto devs is they're just not out there. Who is a crypto dev? Fuck, it's you, dog. You're talking about it. You're a crypto dev. You better go become one. Go learn how to do it, all right? Get on some ChatGPT, pay the upgraded model, get on some Grok, and learn how to code. Go get on Buildle. Go get on one of these toolkits, okay? There's all these different toolkits now where you can build on the Algorand, you can build on ETH, you can build, right? You can build on Songbird and Flare, you can build on the XRP Ledger. You can figure this out. If you have a worthwhile dApp idea, you should do it. And a dApp is just a decentralized application, okay? Think about something that's not on the App Store. It provides an interface similar to an app. You would open it, but it's not on the App Store. When you're on the App Store, you have to pay 30% of everything you earn to Apple. Who would ever want to be on the App Store? And it's similar for Google Play. Those guys are taking a cut too. So Smoke Dog's that madman, bro. Let's see this. Mr. E says, this Ripple ad is at the metro station under the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building in Dubai. Read the sign, folks. Ripple. Crypto means business. And it does, man. You know, I still talk to some friends who I have respect for, and they're people in real world businesses, and they try to tell me that crypto is being used for illicit banking activities. And I laugh at these folks at this point. I tell them to their face, that is a bad take, dude. It's a fucking shit take. Go look at what JP Morgan's doing with their fucking giant shipping units.
A cargo ship owned by JP Morgan has been seized by officials after one of the largest drug busts in the United States. Federal authorities in Philadelphia seized nearly 40,000 pounds of cocaine on a cargo ship on June 17th. According to Markets Insider, the size and street value of the illicit drug, worth around $1.3 billion, makes it the largest ever seizure by U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
Go look at what JP Morgan's doing, all right? They're the ones making transactions for the Epsteins of the world. They're the ones throwing cocaine on boats and shipping it from God knows where to America because they know that they're so big they can't get in trouble. You think that it's crypto, dog? I send you money on the blockchain for XYZ. You don't think they can see that this IP address sent it to this IP address? And then if you want to cash it out, you're stuck. What are you going to do? Go use Tornado Cash? You can get some other assets that are less scrutinized about where it came from? It's done. It's on the IP address blockchain. The blockchain is able to be verified. Unless you're on Ripple XRP and they're giving you that inside the wall garden, the closed transactions, because they know that Dubai and these folks, the big bankers, they don't want people to be seeing what they're spending their money on. I'm telling you, these are the guys committing fraud. That's always been the funniest conversation, is that crypto's for the fraudsters and the criminals. It's not, dude. It's not. Cash is for the people out here trying to make illicit transactions. Cash is king, all right? And Ripple XRP is going to make a lot of people a lot of money. But if you're trying to do something illicit, it's not going to be in cryptocurrency, okay? It's not going to be. Look at all the crypto that the U.S. government sees in the Silk Road. You think that shit was hidden? No, they fucking were able to find that easy. And they were able to find the people behind it too. So it's pretty interesting, man. Remember that Gala Games hack? And then the dude gave away his IP address. FBI got involved. Instead of getting screwed, he just decided to give all the crypto back. That's about how it goes. All right. I mean, it's just not a place you could hide. It's really not. And we've had a lot of people get caught up in the transaction IDs, front-running NFTs. You know, you'll be somebody who works for a company and you'll be buying and selling NFTs before everybody else. And this can go back on the history, man. You can't delete the history. It's there for everyone to see. And if somebody really wants to look into it, if Zach XBT wants to look into what's going on with your shit, dude, Zach XBT apparently found out some shit the other day and he realized that one of the exchanges was full of shit, bro. Let's see what's going on. He's like a scam investigator in the crypto market. You know, if you lose a bunch of money in some sort of hack or something, probably hit up Zach XBT and figure out what really happened to you. He's got 840,000 followers. He says he's a scam survivor turned into a 2D investigator. And he's good. Seriously, he's out here. He's the real cop on the beat. All right? Fuck Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler, man, out here doing jack shit. Gary Gensler out here sitting in the cut corner while Ripple XRP is flying high. He's just sitting there crying, you know? Just a teary-eyed Gensler. A Muppet with real tears. It's crazy, man. How do you get the Muppets to cry real tears? Maybe they have real souls. We can't call it. We don't know what creates a person. We don't know what creates a soul. Some people are saying that ChatGPT just became sentient, all right? And they've been saying this for years and years. I think it's a fun conversation to be talked about. But we don't know what creates a soul. We don't know what says, hey, what makes you sentient? You know, we don't know what turned us on, dog. You know, there's different thoughts about this. Was it God? Were we apes who ate mushrooms and we became enlightened? I'm a believer in God, man. I am. Okay? I believe in a higher power, and I believe that crazy shit's possible. I believe that if you want powers like a monk, you don't got to go through the monk route to get there. You know, 3 + 3 = 6, but 1 + 5 = 6. We could go through all these different ways to get to 6. All I'm saying is you could get it. What I decided was I was going to put my mind to use to acquire wealth so I could have an easier future than my past. Because I worked too hard to get to where I am today, man. And I don't want my kids to have to work 2 and 3 jobs when they're in their 20s. Even though that helps shape you, okay? I just don't want them to be forced to do that. I want that to be an option for like a hardworking kid who fucking wants to grind, you know? And I respect that shit, man. I'm always going to be here for that. Zach with Web3 Reviews. Happy Friday. Let's see what the weekend's got for us. Are we going to be sitting here Monday morning saying another sideways weekend? We're going to get a leg up? I'm rooting on the leg up. Give us that Disney turkey leg. Until next time.